It's like you can't tell. As our other side is where it's
Hello. I mean, find yourself and let me know what you think. And we start just days click apply some resumes are just like in zip. They're not even off the ATM. So it's straight to the morning.
Thanks for letting me know I got here.
Stop. I tried to send you an article today on that. I got it in hard copy.
I was getting nervous. We're back pew dwellers. Hey, Chris.
What'd you say? Sorry.
That's great.
How are you?
This is Angela Coe. She's on the south away from the light.
That's nice. Counselor? Are we ready?
9 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Good morning. Oh, Katie, you got a tan. You got a tan, yeah. You look like you're all on vacation. Okay. Well, it's always great to start these Defenders Live with good news, and you continue to make it real easy for me to do that. So I'll get right to it and tell you that August was an all-time record install month for the company, which is fantastic. How many, who has a guess at how many families you all protected in the month of August? Finance is not allowed to guess, because it wouldn't be a guess. How many?
20,000.
Oh, excellent guess. Very good. It's 23,301. which, just for some perspective, I was telling, I think, the founder this. 301 is more in the month of August. That's more families that you protected in a month. ADT's number 4, 5, and 6 dealers combined for a year. That puts it into perspective. That's just massive. And marketing itself on a standalone basis, all-time record, 13,262. Business partnerships, part of the business, 6,042 families protected just from our business partnerships organization. Well done. And not to be outdone, the field services organization, Dan's here, right? Dan Ablin? All-time record for thorough protection. Guess what the number was? This is average thorough protection across 23,301 families protected. What do you think the number? $641 on average. The industry average is $180. So we could go on and on. There's other things to cover. The point is you got it going on, and you make it really easy to start a call like this or any meeting that I attend with good news. So my positive focus is you and how you're achieving those results. As a consequence of that, our discretionary profit bonus is in really good shape. Remember, this runs from October 1st through September 30th each year. It's the discretionary profit bonus. We currently are forecasted to be 123% of profit goal for that measurement period, which means that everyone earns 1.23% of their annualized salary for the discretionary profit bonus, which is fantastic. That gets paid somewhere before Thanksgiving, right, Chris? Chris Legore? She's looking behind her, but there's nobody behind her. I love it when finance wears green, though. The only thing, right? The only thing better is blue. On to our second half WIG. Who knows our second half wildly important goal is? Who could tell me? Al?
Reduce 30-day cancels from 4.5% to 3.5% by December 31st, 2017.
Amen. Good job, Al. That's fantastic. And of the 5 weeks closed out so far in the second half, goal, this wasn't a layup. This was intended to really stretch us. You have reached primary goal of 3.5% 3 times already, which is fantastic. But you've reached or exceeded visionary goal the other 2 weeks, 3.3%, which is really fantastic. What that's going to do is produce more satisfied customers, B, produce more revenue and profits that we can reinvest in our marketing machine, and so it goes. You got the wheel spinning. This WIG will enable us to keep that wheel spinning faster and faster. I'd like to ask Dan Ablin and Adam Kaminsky to come up, and they're going to talk more about the WIG, specifically related to what Field Services is doing and what the sales organization are doing. Dan, Adam.
Jim. So the Field Services organization is fully engaged with the WIG. We're dedicated to reducing 30-day cancels, and we're doing this through a real focus on quality. So our lead measure is quality rate. Our goal is to improve quality rate from 78% to 82% by December 31st. And so far, just like the overall WIG results that Jim mentioned, we're doing an awesome job. We've been above for the last 5 weeks, and it looks like this week will come in right in line with our recent average at around 81%. So we're doing this in the field through embracing the WIG methodology. We've got WIG huddles and scoreboards in every single branch, and we've also rolled out a few incentives to really engage all the team members. So we've got a bonus going on for security managers where they can earn a lot of money by keeping their 30-day cancels really low. And we've got a streaking through prime time contest where SAs are focused on creating a quality streak. So the longest streak at 100% quality rate. And then SMs are focused on maintaining and improving their quality rate at the branch. And the top 40-ish people will be joining us in Florida in November for a nice vacation on the beach. And damage is fixed by then. So that's it for the field. Adam, sales?
Awesome. On the sales side, we've been really focused on saving installations and also quality as well. We're working on our order confirmation on the inbound sales side, and then post-installation on the save side with the account services team. We've been laser focused to increase our save rate from 70% to 72% by December 31st. Three things that have enabled us to do that. And we have hit primary, if not visionary, all 5 weeks thus far as well within that team. But the three things that enabled us to do that, number one is we really fixing our abandon rate. Unfortunately, we were dropping a lot of calls of customers that were calling us saying that they wanted to cancel. We've remedied that. We've added staff. We've also gotten really good at how we're receiving those phone calls and not passing them off, but taking the call as they come in. The other thing that we've done is we've gotten really strong at a stop doing list. And this is something that I'll encourage everybody. If you're not doing that well today, figure out a way that you can identify things to put on a stop doing list. That has enabled us and Marty Burling and the account services team to get really good at coaching individuals and elevating the performance, again, through that stop doing list. And then the last thing that I'll highlight, thanks to Matt Baldini and his team, we've put a process in place now where any service appointment that has been scheduled by the account services team is calling the security advisor to make sure that they're running on time to that appointment. And if they're not running on time or not able to make it, they're making arrangements either to get another security advisor to the customer's home or to be proactive in reaching out to that customer, resetting that appointment, which has been very successful for our customers and well received. That's the update from the sales perspective.
Great job. Thank you. And you may have questions for Dan and Adam when we get to the Q&A. Please, we'll give you time to ask them and anybody else questions at that time. I'd like to shift gears. First, I just want to say I love the reminder about the stop doing list. All of us have got to remember that. Otherwise, it's insidious. The non-essential activities. Yesterday they were essential. Today they're no longer essential. You got to drop those and get focused on the most important things. So really good reminder there. Thank you, Adam and Dean. Shift gears here to charitable giving, our giving and our serving efforts. You are really impressive in this regard. Not surprising, but still really very much worth talking about. As you know, we launched the company's new match program on September 1st. It's off to a very good start. This is Defenders Match program online. It's the new charitable donation site that we've created, which enables us to really efficiently get the company match. Remember, Dave and Jessica Lindsay announced a new giving program. I got to announce it on their behalf at convention, where every 501c3 IRS-recognized charitable organization that you give to, the company will match dollar for dollar your giving. Well, this match site makes that really easy and efficient. We've had a lot of people log on to the site, and I want to encourage those that haven't yet to get online. It's really very easy, really user-friendly. Check it out, and when you get in there, you'll find it really simple to get the company to match your gifts and maximize your giving. So very much in keeping with our thematic goal for the year, maximizing value for team members, customers, ADT, and of course, those less fortunate than we are. If your favorite charity is United Way, you're in luck. We're just kicking off our annual campaign, so you might consider giving to this important cause. I know many of you do, and some of you are deeply involved with the United Way. I also have information I'd like to share with you on the Hurricane Harvey special two-for-one match program, as well as the food and toiletries drive that Cherie Hill and Jana Beal conceived of and have been leading on our behalf for those impacted most acutely by Hurricane Harvey. The total raised through the two-for-one match to the American Red Cross program specific to the Harvey Hurricane Relief Fund. Total team members that participated, 72 people, contributions of over $7,100, 2-for-1 match, $14,300. Total given to Harvey relief by you all, $21,435. This effort is very important to us, obviously. I mean, the people that have been devastated by this and now Irma, it's unbelievable. They also have impacted very close to home. We've had offices flooded in Texas, in Louisiana. We've had team members lose their homes, at least temporarily, and have had vehicles totally lost. Hurricane Irma, of course, just hit Florida this weekend. It continues to move northward as a tropical storm, so there are a lot of people still being really severely impacted by this storm. I can tell you, first and foremost, all team members are safe and they're accounted for. So that's a blessing. Same with their team members. We have closed branches when, where, and as necessary to make certain that our team members are safe. And we've really strongly encouraged that they follow the local evacuation protocols. There's a ton of cleanup yet to do. And I'll have more on Irma, and we'll distribute information. I know with Carolyn and Chris Mills' help, we'll be distributing more as we assess the damage. But you can't get an accurate assessment now, as we all know from watching the news. In both cases, though, we're doing what we can to support our team members. We've closed branches, as I said. The Florida branches are mostly going to be open today. Fort Myers branch had its roof blown off. I believe it was Fort Lauderdale is flooded. These things can be fixed, and our team members are rallying around not only to get those facilities up and running again, but rallying around our team members who have been impacted. We had, Chris, was it one of our SMs sleeping on a mattress in a mattress store? So we've gotten that person a hotel room. I mean, imagine this. We've had a security advisor lose their vehicle because of Irma. So we're getting a rental vehicle for that person. And we're making sure that our employees, thanks to HR and Dan's leadership and great help from finance, making sure that our employees get paid for the days that our branches are closed. It's not their fault, right? So the company, your company are rallying around our team members, which is awfully reassuring to know that we work with people like you all. God bless you. And then the food and toiletries drive, which Jana Beal and Cherie Hill conceived of and have led us out on. There's a couple of notes on that. Thanks to you and their leadership, they have collected hundreds and hundreds of items from the 4 collection sites. That's the Indianapolis Sales Center, the Newport, Kentucky Sales Center, headquarters, and our Customer Experience Center. And the Midwest Food Bank is delivering all of those items on our behalf. Hats off to Jana and Cherie and all of you who have contributed. Now, finally, as you work with your favorite charity or charitable organizations, I want to just encourage you and remind you and encourage you to create and submit a Super Service Challenge video. It's easy to do. And those that have done it are available to help you if you want, but it's very easy to do. I know Brenda Watkins would be happy to help if you want to reach out and say, hey, how do I do this? It's easy. The first time you do it can be intimidating like anything else you do for the first time. But a lot of people in the company are rallying around and getting Super Service Challenge projects done and videos submitted. Just for perspective, we've had 64 Super Service Challenge videos submitted year to date. The next closest company in America, and these are all kinds of companies, coast to coast, have, how many do you think submitted? Which is really good what they've done. But we are competitive, so what do you think? We've had 64? 17, split the difference. So it would be really nice to crush the competition by loving and serving other people. So I'd love us to get love us to get well over 100, thanks to your efforts. And I think we're probably sitting on an inventory of those already, so just submit them. Okay, well done. Lots of good news in spite of a lot of really bad news. Our business, our team members, our customers are suffering, and particularly in the hurricane-ravaged parts of the United States. And it is so impressive to see how our team rallies around these things every time. The resiliency, just get up, rub some dirt on it, and fight on. And it's very humbling to be a part of an organization like this. Well done. I'll open it up for questions. I bet there are some. Al? Oh, here you go.
Is there any update on the facility renovation here at home office?
Rich, you want to give that update? Let's pass that back. The facility renovation here at home office, an update on that.
Yeah, sure.
Let's
As
share
you
it.
guys know, we started some renovations going back a couple of years ago. We started with the field, and then we worked on the sales centers, and we just recently remodeled the CEC. So we have been looking at some options to remodel here at headquarters, and we've actually been going out. There's been a team of us that's been assembled from facilities and project management, and we've visited some other buildings in the area to get some ideas and some design ideas and what they've done. And we're bringing that together, and we put it together with the plan with some designers. And so we put together sort of a floor model, and we've been shopping that around a little bit from a seating perspective and to get some more feedback from some focus groups here internally at HQ. So we've taken all of that feedback and built a plan, and we're in the process of costing it out and getting some approval from leadership and some of the board committees to determine next steps and how much and what we want to do from a design perspective. But we've got some good ideas, and we've got some really good feedback, and you guys provided some good feedback in focus groups. So we're just taking that all in right now, and we're building the plan and going from there. So more to come.
Yeah, really good work is being done, Al, early on by Rich and Deb Albacetti, Donna Laughlin. They're spending a lot of time, and all the good ideas are coming from the organization. We're just listening to what you suggest. So,
Great.
Good
Do we
question.
know what kind of timeline we're working with?
Timeline. I will tell you that part of that is influenced, a very big part of it is by the final approval. And I don't want to give final approval until I see where we finish the year. I see the facilities upgrades as important but not essential, truthfully. And I think that those are things that we earn and we prioritize behind other things, including some of our charitable efforts. But I'm very optimistic, given the momentum that we have in the business and the results that you're producing, that we will be able to get this done next year, and probably the first half of next year. Sean? I don't want to hurt you.
Right, of course, just gently. So I see our WIG as a reflection or embodiment of culture more than anything. It's a commitment to quality, integrity, a lot of those things. With Tim Gardner leaving, I know it was a position that hadn't existed before him, truly, to help reinforce that culture that we're building on with our WIG and all of that. Is that something that we're going to replace, or is that going to be assumed by other areas of the business, what he was doing for Defenders?
Yeah, really good question. And Chris Mills, if I miss anything, come on up. You help me out here. But Tim is a saint. We love Tim. We need to have an ever-expanding influence. Sometimes that hurts. Tim is going to an organization, the Flippin Group, that is very close to Defenders, really good friends of Defenders. And he's known Flippin for 36 years, as long as I've been married to my wife, Cindy. He's known this guy. So he's going to a place that also will enable he and his family to travel to and ultimately relocate back to Texas where he wants to go. So that's not your question, but I wanted you to know we love Tim, and he is going to a place that we feel very good about, although we didn't want to lose him. But we blessed him and encouraged him. We are going to replace the position initially because we've got to be very thoughtful about this, who gets the job. Initially, Chris has put together a plan to make sure that those responsibilities are distributed and adequately cared for. And then she's in the process of working with me and others to put a permanent plan together. You want to comment more?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things, Tim brought a lot of uniqueness to this role that's going to be very difficult to replace. And so we are going to bring some things back. Some people might be familiar with the Faith Council. We're going to bring that Faith Council back to kind of help offset a lot of how Tim supported the organization. Can't always guarantee that the person stepping into the role has that same skill set. And so we're kind of looking at it from that standpoint. We have great partnership with the chaplain organization, the employee assistance program. And so we're going to look at what's the broader support. More importantly, culture is critical for us. And so I think it speaks volumes to the organization that we're going to backfill this role. So it's posted. Feel free to apply.
Yeah, Sean.
You know, speaking of culture, if I could just add something earlier around Super Service Challenge videos. Carolyn is working with the IT team. Sometimes it's just difficult to get those videos put together if you're not technologically savvy. And so we are setting up some cubicles with, I'll call it the Walgreens technology, where you can go in with a bunch of pictures, and once you put them in, it just automatically does the video for you.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, and so we're going to get some of those up. It's probably October timeframe. It'll also be a cube that's private, and so you can also do the Benevity, the matching gift, from that cube as well. It'll be well documented. You'll see some signage that shows you what those cubes look like.
Great.
Yeah.
Good, Chris. Thank you. Other questions? You want to stay up here, Chris? In case there's...
One came in online.
Oh, one came in online?
Yeah, bring the cube back. Don't throw it, please. I'll go catch it. I just know. Here, look at two boys.
Yeah, no kidding. Play catch with your sons once in a while.
That's what their dad's for. And the question is, has Defenders considered organizations other than United Way, whose donated dollars are often used more for administration and marketing, rather than going directly to those in need?
First of all, I would challenge the premise about the United Way. So I would challenge that. I don't know what market that came from and what percentage actually goes to the charitable organizations, but it's very, very high nationally and worldwide. So that's my opinion and my challenge for you. But the company's program is the lawnmower guy. Jeez. That'll, you okay back there with the headphones? Pop the cavities out of your teeth, the fillings. Yeah, what the hell was I going to say? The company's match program is not just for United Way. It's any IRS recognized 501c3. So you don't have to give to the United Way. I was just using that as a topical example because I'm on the board at United Way. No, because the program is just getting kicked off. And you could give to any that you choose to.
Carolyn's a ballerina, so that might be a little bit of a stretch for her. The things about United Way I would suggest you keep in mind. When you do your United Way donation, you can target it specifically to a group that's important to you. So one of the organizations that has impacted me in my life is the Noblesville Boys and Girls Club. So my donation is always targeted to that organization. The other piece about United Way that you may not realize is we have a lot of employees that leverages the agencies and the services that United Way provides. So it's another reason why we focused on United Way, because a lot of our team members have taken advantage of those services. And so it's a great way for us to give back at the same time that those team members are being taken care of through that group.
Yeah, great. I've also challenged the Indiana United Way, the CEO, to work with us to make United Way more relevant to millennials. And when I started working, you were told this to give to the United Way and handed a card based on your earnings. This is how much at Procter & Gamble you will give to the United Way. That approach doesn't work. It never was very effective. They got the money, but you didn't get the hearts. And I think we have to flip that model for giving and serving upside down. And I've challenged the United Way to work on that here in Indiana. Other questions? For anybody? Sean?
This might be more for Dan, but how do we see with our install goals and all of that, how do we see the hurricanes impacting the goals we have for
Good
the
question.
year and all that?
Yeah. They're not going to impact the goals, but they will make it harder to achieve the goals.
Yeah, so the hurricanes have cumulatively between Harvey and Irma affected about 15% of our business in terms of like volume of families protected in those areas. Luckily, we were way ahead of where we had planned to be. So I've been very impressed. As Jim mentioned earlier, setting thorough protection records is huge. We're still on a massive hiring push. So it's a speed bump in the road, but I don't think it's going to truly impact us like on an annual basis. We'll see how long the recovery efforts take.
Yeah. You know, the other thing is, it's a great answer, Dan. You can keep that, sorry. The resiliency is impressive. The other thing that I've seen at our company over the last 3 years in particular is a real maturation of the organization collectively as business people. We are routinely getting ahead of problems like this. You can only get so far ahead of a natural disaster, right? But people are really getting ahead of them and mitigating the hurts. And then also looking at really specific ways, not jargon. How can we make lemonade out of lemons? So in this case, for example, we went to ADT early and said, you've got a lot of operations in the state of Florida. We too do. We've got 10 branches in the state of Florida, plus Savannah is 11, that are really going to be severely impacted. But we think we could get ahead and help you, for example, with some of your inbound telephone sales demand from other parts of the country, because those calls are going to go to Jacksonville, Florida. And so we've done that. Saturday's call volume for our branded paid search at Defenders, as a result of getting ahead of the problem, our call volume was up 80% on Roam, branded paid search volume. So hats off to people for getting ahead. The other thing is, and I don't want this to sound like an ambulance chaser, but just the plain facts are, I was telling Chris Legore this yesterday, housing starts, housing development correlate very closely with, and are a causal correlation of demand in the home security business. And unfortunately, or fortunately, we're going to rebuild. We're going to have to rebuild. Fortunately, we will rebuild for these poor people, and they're going to need security systems. So over the longer pull, I think it could be good and give us an opportunity to protect those people again, or protect them for the first time, Sean. Maybe one more question? Any other from the field? Right on time. Well done. Let's keep the momentum going up. Winning is fun. Well done.